This is part of a short series I'm doing on debunking UFOs in ancient art. In the last video we covered UFOs in Renaissance art. In this video we will be covering UFOs in ancient Egyptian art. I want to make it clear that just because I'm debunking UFOs in ancient art, it doesn't necessarily mean that I think what people experience today in the area of abductions and UFO sightings necessarily mean that they are hallucinating or lying or anything else. In fact, I have a very specific idea about what is occurring in those cases. And I will link some links in the show notes that will provide information towards that end. In this video I'm going to be quoting from two separate websites, and I will link them in the description section of this video. The Tomb of Ptahhotep in Saqqara, Egypt. It's from the 5th or 6th dynasties in ancient Egypt, around 2400 BC. Many people and videos and websites have used this image as proof that ancient Egyptians were in contact with extraterrestrials. One website reads like this: "The implications of the discovery of this ancient stone picture that includes the alien are absolutely huge, and could be one of the most important clues to alien intervention into our ancient history ever made. This picture could explain why the Egyptians appeared to be so technologically advanced and how they were able to build the pyramids with such precision." Unfortunately, for those that are so excited for this discovery of a portrait of a gray in an Egyptian tomb, it is not an alien. In fact, a picture book titled All of Egypt by Bonici, ed. contains a much more detailed image of the same stone. This is a jar containing a plant that was offered to the gods along with fruit and animals. Also, in other parts of the tomb of Ptahhotep, there is depicted the same plant. The carrier even has in his hand a small jar of the same form of the alien. Other vases, similar to the one mistaken for an alien, can be seen in this painting that depicts a ritual banquet. In conclusion, this is not depicting an alien gray or a reptilian. In fact, the photos published in many web pages show a range of gifts for a banquet of the gods. In particular, the eyes of the alleged alien are the leaves of a very particular plant that comes from a very particular jar. Pharaoh's helicopter. There are some very strange hieroglyphics in the Temple of Osiris at Abydos. According to many UFO enthusiasts and Atlantis proponents, these glyphs depict highly developed crafts, specifically a helicopter, a submarine, some sort of flying saucer, and a jet plane. What are these inscriptions all about? The glyphs are a result of both erosion of the stone surface, evident elsewhere in the temple, and a process of filling in and recarving the stone to replace some of the original hieroglyphics. The technical term for such a surface that has been written on more than once is a palimpsest. The usurping and modifying of inscriptions was common in ancient Egypt throughout their history. The Abydos glyph was modified at least once in antiquity, and perhaps twice. Some of the filling has fallen out in places where the older and the newer inscriptions overlap, and the result is unique and odd-looking. The text is part of the titulary of Ramses II and can be translated as the one of the two ladies who suppresses the 9 foreign countries. This replaces the royal titulary of Seti I that was originally carved in the stone. More technically, the actual helicopter seems to be a portion of the PSD.T sign and the X3S.T sign on top of each other. If the ancient Egyptians had vehicles such as helicopters, submarines, and jet airplanes, one would expect to find some evidence of this other than a single inscription on a lintel of a single temple. This type of large machinery requires a vast amount of support, including fuel, parts, factories, etc. But there is no trace of any such support in all of Egypt. The Egyptian literature is also bereft of any boast, much less any passing mention of advanced aircraft,